Are you ready for a reboot? Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. History reminds us those hit hardest often become the change makers. This year, we've all hit crazy economic, social, and emotional rock bottoms. We all get knocked down. Something hits globally, locally, personally. It affects our health, finances, our relationships. We have to recreate a business or career. Each show, Sheila and her special guest will be sharing their reboot stories, guiding you with real solutions to upgrade and up-level emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Here on NBC's KCAA Radio. If you're ready to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and bra straps, enjoy a listen. Here's Sheila.
If you're just tuning in, this is NBC's Sheila Mac Show here on KCAA Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today is our holiday special. And we are in the first few days of Hanukkah, preparing for Christmas, and today is the Winter Solstice. So with all that in mind, I thought it would be a good time to talk about holidays and holiday time in the workplace. Whether you own a business, work from home, work with a team, holidays can be interesting because all areas of our life are affected with how we do things. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. And holidays are sometimes something to maneuver, especially if you're in a new business, a small business with a few employees that you really depend on, and things still need to get done, even though it's holiday time. And, there's the thing about people checking out, even if they're there during the holiday season. That's something that when I first opened my business, when I was 23 years young, a while back now, one of the things that I experienced the first year was that exact thing. And I didn't know how to make it easier or better for my business. And because it was a retail store, we made so much money staying open on Christmas Eve until like 2 a.m. Because there were the last minute gifts. And nobody wanted to work. So I was like in there alone most of the time, or with very, very small skeleton staff. And I learned pretty quickly that it is people first, and how to have flex time and holiday time and really work with my employees at the time to make these type of situations like holidays that are so important easier. And one of the things that helped me, and I believe can still help you if you have a small business, have a group of employees, have a team, manage a small group, is really to offer some flex time and then have certain days where it's known that these are the days I really need your commitment, because these are the days when it's a big sale, or it's a certain time of year for your industry or business that you need to have all hands on deck. And that truly was one of the things that has made all the difference for many years. I ended up with 5 gift stores that I ran in California. All of them were 4,000 to 5,000 square foot each, and many employees, plus a wonderful training program that I worked with, Job Training Partnership Act, and had many young adults emancipating from foster care work at the store and get the training to go on and have incredible jobs and run their own business. to this day. So that was something I learned right away. And I remember the first year I hired a wonderful manager to help me, and she was a lady that was a social worker before she semi-retired and got into retail, and then was a top sales retail salesperson at a huge department store, Nordstrom's, that was great. However, she wanted flex time. And so when I had offered, that I was hiring, she came in because that was her goal. And she got flex time with me, and I got an incredible manager to help me with the training programs and to help me with sales and training the staff on sales and teaching me about sales because I had just opened my store. And so, in fact, I recently learned that my dear manager, Lori, had passed away. And she was probably my age now back then. So in my mind, she's still the same as she always was. She lived a good long life, but she was such a huge asset to our store and a wonderful friend for many years. And until she passed away, we had our talks and stayed connected. So that's hiring the right people to do the job that you need, and offering flex time or working with them. This was a new store when I first hired my main manager, and I had a tight budget just starting out. So I had to be extremely resourceful. And that's something that continues to be true today, and even more so in today's very interesting economy, is being resourceful in business can make all the difference between staying in business or not staying in business. So it is really important. And if you can't offer more money, offering something like flex time, or obviously a lot of companies are closing their physical buildings because so many people are working from home and loving it. And so there's course corrections, and people are happier being able to be home with doing a job and staying closer to be able to run and get their kids, or have their puppy by their side, or fold some laundry on the break so you have more free time and you don't have to do a long commute. There's so many good reasons to offer flex time or other creative ways to offer benefits, or it's lifestyle. And I think that's the key, is that right now in business, in the workplace, whether you work as an employee, as a coworker on a team, work from home already, things are shifting. And so now is the best time to look into your future, into our 2023, which is right around the corner, and really design your business to align with your personal life or your career, and align that with your goals in your personal life, because they're not so separate. And I never believed they were truly separate all that much, because how can they be separate when we spend 8 hours a day? As a store owner, back in the day, I worked 16-hour days, 14-hour days on a regular basis. So that's a big part of your life, and you want to make sure that you're happy doing what you're doing. If you have a career that you've studied for, to be able to set a goal. You might, right now, some interesting times, and there's nothing wrong with rolling up your sleeves and taking side work or doing extra work or doing something that's not perfectly aligned right now, because these are some times. But then there's the long-term goal and the habits that you create and the plan that you design that leads you to a work and a life integration. I wouldn't say it's as much a balance as an integration. And when you get it to that place where it really is integrated, it's a really happy place to be. And I think when I share about my beginnings in running a business and having my gift stores, that was something that I had back then that I didn't realize was very rare. And that was, I put the people first, my clients, the people that worked with me, and it was really a team. It was a group effort, and I had a lot of fun. My store, my business was all about contribution, helping with the training programs for the kids, helping with the community, offering. On the weekends, we always had a band playing. I located next to restaurants that stayed open until 11. And so we'd have people coming in and dancing and buying stuff and drinking free tea and samples of tea and this and that. And so it was my way of having fun. To me, it was like a big party, a fun time. And I mean, I can't even tell you how many weddings I went to and was invited to so many people's different celebrations, because they were my clients, but they became my friends. And the stores were just a huge contribution to the community and an extension of fun. So people would always come in and buy first from us, and that was the secret. It was going that extra mile and doing the research. So if you are starting a new business, a side career, or just looking to take your career to a creative place that gives you that flex time, that gives you the lifestyle design that you want, there may be some different places that you work along the way, or different things you do as you're building, but that's okay, because when you have the focus and the goal in mind, you know what to ask for, what to present, how to creatively get exactly what you're looking for, and how to bring contribution to your workplace. How did I make a retail store selling stuff into a place that helped so many young adults that were considered at risk? Nobody wanted to hire these kids, and they had to be trained. It was an opportunity, and me coming from that type of a background, being in foster care as a kid myself, it was me giving back to my community. And so that was the heart of my business. And then the 99% of the time, I didn't know what I was doing when I started out. Who does? And I was learning as I went, making every mistake known and unknown to man. And it was great, but it was hard work. And it was that heart in helping people that made the store not just a place to buy stuff, but a place where people became family, and people felt welcome. It didn't matter. Sometimes people would come in and they just wanted to talk, and they would buy one small item or nothing, and then come around to a holiday time or something else, they would come in or give a referral or bring someone else in that would buy a ton of stuff. And so it wasn't treating one customer or client one way and treating another because one spent more than the other. It was really people first, and I think that's what made it fun. So now bringing that flex time and that fun time so that you have all hands on deck on your team. If you're running a team, there's some really incredible businesses that are direct sales or multi-level marketing that I have many friends in those industries that do incredibly well. And a few of them have been on the show. Like I had a wonderful lady on the show that is one of our top Mary Kay salespersons, and she's just incredible. So it's the same thing. It's how are you running your team, whether you have a real estate team. Now, I personally work with a team of real estate agents, and I do teach an online class for agents, and I also work with an incredible team. And so I still do that, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. That's really important, and especially during the holidays, to have teamwork. Even if you have a small team, even if you are starting out and you just have maybe a virtual assistant, or maybe it's your family and friends that are helping you get things started. There's still some kind of something of a team and some creativity or trading. If you don't have the help that you need, it may be that you trade services to a certain extent to have some help in areas that aren't your cup of tea or your talent. I think that's something that's really important, is to know what you're good at, and then to be honest and humble enough to say, well, I'm not so good at this or that, so I need to hire someone to help. And I learned that pretty quick in my retail store, when all these mostly men in suits, they all walked in maybe my first year in, and they all came in, and I thought it was the FBI or the who knows what, and it turned out to be President Clinton's Secret Service. And they actually, President Clinton, this was my Montrose store, my first store, in Montrose, California, and the Rocky Cola Cafe was where he had lunch, and he had given a big speech at Glendale Community College, and then he walked in the shopping park and came into the store. And so the first thought I had was, oh my gosh, did I do my sales tax and all my information right? Why are these people here in suits? And I was terrified until I saw the president. I was like, okay, welcome, and thank goodness, all's good. And the next day I hired a CPA and a bookkeeper to help me make sure that everything I was doing was perfect, because I was new at all that, and I was getting things done. I didn't even have a point of sale, or, we barely had these computer things the way we do now. It wasn't like it is now. And so I handed that job over to the qualified person and we made some corrections and kept going, and it got better and better. So that was my lesson learned in that. And it made all the difference. At one point, I hired a marketing company, and I've learned how to do marketing and PR from that day going forward. It didn't come naturally at first. And I had this rent coming due. I had made this 6-month free rent deal because I put in improvements. I was really good at negotiating leases already. And so I had made this deal with this big old building that nobody wanted to rent. So I got decent rent, but it was still 5,000 square feet, $5,000 a month, $1 a square foot back then. And I, here 23 years young, I'm thinking that's a lot of money. Many years ago, a few years ago. And so I had to figure out how to make my store make more than I was going to spend. And I hired the marketing group, and I interviewed a whole bunch of different marketing people. And I think that's something that's important to do, is interview, get references, talk to people before you hire somebody. Do your due diligence as much as you can. And for me, it was like, well, this was like my last dollar to invest, and am I gonna be able to pay this big rent that's coming due or not? This marketing person better like do some magic. And it worked. I invested in that, and I invested in some products that were protected. So Yankee candles. I had Crabtree and Evelyn, which was fragrance from London, and they were incredible. They had stores in the Galleria, and I was quite far from there, so I got a certain exclusive right, and I had to put in a lot of money to do that, and I had the exclusive right to sell that product. And the marketing, it was a lady that was helping me, and she taught me about ways to negotiate cross advertisement and having the brands advertise or fund part of my advertising dollar. And I didn't know that even existed. And so many of back then it was newspaper, magazine, we even had television, small cable television TV commercials. And so that was how I learned. And I did, the lady I hired, she did promise me she would teach me. And about 3 months in, I was able to run the marketing campaigns myself. And then I would have her come out for holidays. And, like maybe we would do Christmas or 1 or 2, maybe Easter, spring. And I got better and better at it over the years. So when you start out, you're going to need to take classes. Now we've got Google and YouTube, and it's a lot easier. But there's so many different voices out there. So give yourself the gift of time and invest in your company, in your small business if you have a small business, or in your team building efforts, or your career efforts, to really learn these different small things that make a big difference. And I don't care what business you're in. Most profitable and even non-profitable businesses, if you're a non-profit that makes a profit, there's some marketing and advertising, PR. This is the heart of business. I didn't know. I thought I was opening a gift store to sell things, and I had no idea that I was in the business of marketing. And in order to keep those doors open and keep people coming in, I needed to market every month. And if you go to an online businesses now, marketing is a huge part of running a good, successful business for the long run. And so that's really important. Now, this week, earlier on, I did have a reshare of our special interview with marketing expert Jay Abraham. So you might want to look for that if you did not hear that. And he is incredible. So you can go to my YouTube channel, Sheila Mac Show, to listen to that episode. And he has, during that interview, there are so many magical insights on marketing and how to collaborate with other businesses, business to business. It's just incredible. So please take a listen to that if you are running a business or a team and you're in charge of marketing or want to figure out how to market. And if you're looking into a career and you think about it, a career, well, you're marketing yourself. You're going to market yourself, brand you, to companies, employees, whoever's hiring, that's going to give you the job that you really want. Now, that doesn't mean you may be in the career you really want, but is this career going to blend well and integrate well with the lifestyle you desire? Because putting in work to do something that doesn't align with the rest of your life goals and pulls you away from your loved ones, your family, your hobbies, your time for contribution, whatever matters most to you, and that might change, depending on the day, the year, the season. This is really important. So marketing is a serious endeavor. And if you are going into a career or a business, it's something to really look into. And then negotiations is next. So that's back to the holiday and the workplace. And if you are working in a career, on a team, how can you negotiate to get the holiday time off that you need or want to be with your family? It's negotiation. It's marketing. It's how can you market it or offer it in a way where you are giving as much service as possible and there's a reciprocation where you are able to have that special time off. So that is what I have to share about holiday and the workplace. And now we're going to go into the next part of this show, and we're going to talk a little bit about holidays at home, family time, holidays, boundaries, and how to make new traditions or celebrate old ones in a new way. If you are just tuning in, this is NBC's Sheila Mac Show here on KCAA Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today is December 21st, 2022. And I wanted to share a little bit about the winter solstice and this holiday season overall, as this show is a focus of the holidays during this time of year. And there are so many different holidays to discuss and represent, but today is actually our December 21st, 2022 USA's Winter Solstice, which is the representation of a spiritual symbolic death and rebirth of the sun. The gradual waning of daylight hours is reversed and begins to grow again. Now, on a personal note, back on December 21st, 2019, my youngest son left his physical body at 21 years young and became a spiritual being. He had a heart condition which caused him to have a full yet short life. He loved fully and truly taught me how to live freely. I'm not 100% sure how transitions work. If we go through a rebirth into the heavens, or if we return to have another life here. All I do know is my son is always sending me signs and reminders that love lives on beyond all time, space, and reality. Some ancient monuments, such as Stonehenge, and others are aligned with the sunrise or sunset on the winter solstice. So that is my share. And whether you are celebrating the winter solstice or you are in the first few days of Hanukkah, or if you are preparing for Christmas or looking forward to a new year and preparing for 2023, I wish you a happy holiday season filled with life, love, laughter, and light. Now, we'll continue this show with a small dedication, and then we'll be moving on to discuss how we are preparing to go into the new year and things that you can do to make 2023 a year where you design your business and your personal life on your terms. Welcome back to the show. I wanted to share a little bit about the hardest winter solstice. December 21st was the day back in 2019 that my youngest son did not wake up, and he did have a heart condition, so he transitioned and passed away. And that was truly, as a mom, the hardest day of my life. And it took some time. And so I do dedicate this show today to my Michael, and also to all the people who've also lost their loved ones, especially during this holiday season. It's the holidays, and I'm dealing with an overwhelming sense of grief that is secondary to the loss of my family members that occurred during the holiday season almost 2 years ago. I'm attempting to resume my family traditions with a smile on my face, but my heart is troubled and sad. I'm grateful for the numerous friends and my support network that I am blessed with. However, I'm hoping that you can offer some insight and suggestions to help me keep my healing heart in perpetual motion this time of year. Thank you. Sincerely, Blue Christmas. Dear Blue Christmas, I'm so sorry for your loss. Losing more than one family member during the holidays is very difficult. I can't imagine. And one of the things that has helped me get through holiday seasons, because I've lost quite a few family members myself, was to change my holiday celebrations, to celebrate my loved ones that have crossed over in a different way, gave me a new tradition. And that may help you as well. I'm not sure how you celebrate your holidays or how you did in the past, but save a place for them at the table, maybe have a ceremony for them and send them love, and then stop and pause for a moment before you plan your holidays this season and think about what, if they were living with you today, now, what would they want for you as your relative? What would they want to see for your happiest holiday this year? For myself, with my children, I think what I would want for my children is for them to continue to celebrate and live their best life every day, including on the holidays. And I would appreciate their memories and thoughts of me. So I think that may help. And just forming new traditions, because whenever there is a life shift, whatever it is, divorce, or kids grow up and they have their own family units, they can't travel to see us, whatever it is, our holidays are going to shift over time. And grieving a loss of more than one loved one is the hardest, for sure. Yet these are things that are going to happen. And so to have a new form of holiday will make a big difference for you. I hope this helps. As always, I wish you life, love, laughter, and light. I'd love to share with you a brief meditation. This is a free meditation for when you are getting ready to reboot your life. This is a great way to get grounded first before you start doing all the other work, to just take a moment and get grounded. So here we go. Welcome to the Boots Meditation. I'm Sheila Mac, your guide.
If you are driving, pull over to a safe space or just listen and do the breathing, and then later commit to going back and re-listening to this meditation when you have time to truly go into a deep healing meditation. So begin, if possible, by sitting on the ground, on a mat, or on a pillow, sitting up straight and tall. Take 3 slow, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, slowly breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. And one more time, breathing in gratitude through your nose, breathing out all the cares of the world in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now slowly raise your hands to your sides and then overhead while closing your eyes and continuing to completely let go of anything that's no longer serving you. Breathing in peace, breathing out anything you no longer need. Raise your hands and stay connected to your breath as you're slowly breathing in and out. And now, as your hands are raised to the sky, give thanks. Give thanks to your hands, to the sky. Give thanks to the clouds and the loving light energy of the sun. And next, as you continue to slowly breathe in and out, pull your hands slowly down to the ground, bringing the love and light energy from the heavens to you, and then let your hands softly embrace the ground. Breathing in and out. Thank your source, thank God, Creator, and your dear Mother Earth. Ask for the grounding you may need to start rebuilding, reinventing, and rebooting your business and life, this time guided and completely on your terms, coming from a peaceful space and place of groundedness. Continue feeling the ground beneath you, breathing in sunlight, breathing out love. And next, continue your breathing, and now you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Breathing at your own pace. Make a gentle turn with your arms outstretched a little bit less than shoulder height, and slowly turn safely to your right side. And as you're doing this, continuing your breathing at your own pace, in and out. Gratitude in, love and light out. Send gratitude for all the small right actions that you are choosing now, and each right action that you are going to take moving forward as you turn toward your right. Continue your breath work and slowly turn now toward the right rear of the room or outdoors where you're seated, holding space and gratitude, breathing in and out. Space and gratitude are being held for what has transpired behind you. Give thanks for the past, for the times you've learned, the lessons you've learned, the times you've listened, and the times you've made it victoriously toward the beautiful present now. Continue your breath work in gratitude, returning slowly to the front-facing position, and then let your hands peacefully be planted back down on the earth. Again, slowly taking a deep breath in and out. Breathing in love, breathing out light. Taking in even more gratitude and releasing out any person, any place, or anything which is not aligned with your current life purpose. Breathing out anything that's not aligned with your current mission. Breathing in love and light, and breathing out anything that no longer serves you. Continue your breathing and slowly raise your arms to your sides, straight out, slightly lower than your shoulder height, and then slowly turn toward your left. Send gratitude to all your loved ones, your family, your friends, people in the community that have helped bring you beautiful things. Think about even the clothes on your back or the food on your table and all the people involved in making that happen. Give gratitude to those people you've never met that have now put so much love and light in your life. Send gratitude also, maybe even to those past bullies or enemies that have now left your life. Thank them for being a part of your life's journey, breathing in love, breathing out life and light, breathing in love and light, and breathing out gratitude. Now, as you are still facing towards your left side, thank those people for being a part of your life's journey and giving you such incredible strength. Breathing in love, breathing out gratitude. Stay turned toward your left and listen to your breath. Be thankful for your breath. This year especially, thankful, sending out prayers and healing blessings to all that may be struggling with breath right now. Be in gratitude for your breath. And now, as you're still turned toward your left, remember that the left is your heart space. Your heart space is on the left of your body. So give thanks for your heart space, for your heart that breathes and gives love and light and receives love and light energy every day. Now as you continue your breath, breathing in love and light, breathing out gratitude, turn toward the left rear of the room or outdoors where you are seated. A gentle turn while you're continuing to breathe in love and light and breathe out gratitude. Breathing in gratitude, breathing out forgiveness. Forgive any person, place, or thing that needs to be released. Send them love and a prayer or blessing for healing. Surely anyone that harms another comes from a very hurt space. Set them free as you set yourself free, opening up your left heart center to the present, to the gifts of the present. Now turn slowly back toward the center, hands slowly floating down to the ground as you continue to breathe in love and light. Breathing out gratitude, feeling the earth beneath you, holding you. Decide in all you are called to do as you rebuild and recreate your life, guided and on your terms, that you will be in a state of blissful beingness. Keep this mantra: in all I am doing, it is who I am being. And every day I will breathe in love and light. I will breathe out gratitude. Now slowly raise your hands to your heart center, to the prayer position, and say this very simple 2-word prayer mantra. Thank you. Thank yourself for showing up every day, for getting you through the ups and downs in your life's journey. Thank your loved ones, family, friend, the earth, source, love and light. Give thanks, saying thank you as a simple prayer mantra as you continue to peacefully breathe in love and light and breathe out gratitude. And you are now ready to slowly open your eyes, slowly, still on the heart, still thinking of this heart center and how you can give love and kindness to all that need extra love and kindness this year, including yourself. Now you're in a beautiful, blissful, grounded space, and you're ready to apply the Boots formula to your life from a calm and solidly grounded space. I'd like to invite you to take my free Introduction to the Boots Formula course. This is a great way to continue past your meditation, where you're going to use this formula as a tool and a guide to help you reinvent, rebuild, and redesign your life, guided and on your terms. You may get the free course, Introduction to the Boots Formula, at www.SHEILAMAC.com. Thank you for listening. I wish you life, love, laughter, and light. Namaste. And now I have some homework for you. I would love for you to grab a copy of my new best-selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. It is now available on Audible, as well as on Amazon and Kindle, and at www.SheilAMac.com. I will be donating a book or course. If you look online, you'll see the courses I offer as well, to women's shelters across the United States and Canada whenever a course or book is purchased. So check it out, and I look forward to sharing more with you next time. As always, I wish you life, love, laughter, and light. If you are just tuning in, this is NBC's Sheila Mac Show here on KCAA Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and I have some news for you. Yes, you. I'm celebrating my 3rd year now on the station, and will be expanding the show to a global network as well. You may now find the Sheila Mac Show on all major podcasting channels, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, all the episodes are now available for viewing there as well. And I'm asking you for a quick favor. If you like the show, please help support the spread of this reboot channel on YouTube as well. My goal is to help as many people as possible through our interesting times to rebuild, reinvent, and reboot your business and personal life. I also wanted to share a little bit more about how I got here.
What I do now and how designing a business career and life on your terms is more than possible at any age or stage in life. I am an enterprisingly forward-thinking consultant, show host, and best-selling author. But how did I get here? Well, I began my career as an entrepreneur and property investment strategist back when I was 23 years young, when I boldly quit my government job with NASA JPL to open my first of 5 large gift stores while also starting to invest in property. I got to work with some of the world's most loved companies, such as negotiations on leases with Warner Brothers and winning trips to London as the top-selling Crabtree and Evelyn provider in the U.S. for multiple years. My stores were built on heart as I gave back to the community I came from. So now, some of you know this and some of you don't know this, but as a young girl with parents who were not well enough to care for me, I was homeless at age 10, then in foster care, where it was really hard to get a job while in the system. I finally emancipated at the age of 15 to start college early. While running my stores, I worked with a government program. Back then, it was called Job Training Partnership Act, making my stores an open source training site where close to 200 at-risk youth started their careers. Yes, I began my career helping business leaders and working professionals to design a life they love where they can have success in their careers and get to the business of life. See, a funny thing happened along the way. When I first opened my gift store, it was kind of crazy because I was this young upstart. That's what a lot of the store owners called me. My first store was in Montrose, California, in this sweet little hometown shopping park with other stores and restaurants nearby. And so I was the young upstart that didn't know what she was doing. At least that's what everybody said. And I didn't really care what they said. At that age, their opinion was like, I don't really care. So that was probably a really good thing because I stayed focused on what I needed to do. And I had negotiated to lease out a 5,000 square foot gift store that needed a lot of work, and I got free rent and for about 6 months, and I had to start making the rent, which was $5,000 a month, which was a lot of money back then, $1 a square foot. And so I had to learn and relearn. I finally did hire quite soon in the game. I did hire a marketing expert, branding expert, I guess back then. And that lady really helped me to figure things out when I first started. And when you first start a business, especially when you're young, it was like I had no idea what to do, but I needed to learn because my rent was going to start coming due every month. And over that time, I started having more success. I did crazy things like stayed open until almost midnight every night, along with the restaurants who were very close to my store, while everybody else closed shop at about 5 or 6 p.m. So I was making more money from the start, and I just really, my store was to help my kids, and the products I sold was whatever the community wanted. I sold lots of things to people in the entertainment industry. I worked with cruise ships. I worked with many different people in the community. And later on, the store owners actually came to me and asked me if I would consult them and help them. I actually started buying my other buildings because I didn't like the idea of paying rent for years and years and years and not building equity. So I did get my real estate license through that and invested and bought my other 4 store buildings. And lots of the other store owners worked with me, paid me to consult and help them do what I was doing. And I didn't really even know it was called consulting. I just knew how to figure it out, I guess. And so that's how I started my career. And now, I raised 6 children, all that, and now they're grown. And so I get to come to work every day and do what I naturally do best as an enterprising and forward-thinking business leader. Through my show, courses, and live events, I guide entrepreneurs and working professionals like you through the profitable steps of building a business, creation to expansion, marketing from planning to implementation, wealth preservation through strategic planning and, yes, real estate investing, and lifestyle design so that you can earn more while getting back to the business of living your best life. So I do invite you to tune in here to KCAA Radio, and also I would really appreciate it if you went to my YouTube channel, Sheila Mac Show, and gave a subscribe and a listen to some of your favorite shows. And I do have some other exciting things, including a free gift to thank you. So if you go to www.sheilamac.com, that's SHEILAMAC, SHEILAMAC.com, there you can get a free gift to get started on your reboot.
Tune in again right here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.